hope you're doing well. Pretty cool bike for everyone out there today. This is Danny's R6. As you can see, nothing on this is standard anymore. Everything from the wrap to everything underneath the bike that you can't see. I'm going through a few bits in detail as I go on, but started life as an 07 R6. It's taken about 2 years to get it to this stage. I had the privilege of riding it today, and all I can say is what an awesome machine this is. Absolutely killer bit of kit. Just revs and revs and revs. Probably one of the loudest bikes I've ever been on. Bangs and pops in all the right places. Round corners. It's just, you think about where you want to go and the bike literally just takes you there. It's a real awesome setup machine. In terms of mods, we've got everything from pit lane limiters to launch control to race shift to a full woolich racing kit on there. You name it, this bike has pretty much got it. I'll stick a list at the bottom there with a list of absolutely everything this bike's had done, because it is a big list and there's no way in hell I'm going to remember absolutely all of it, so I want to do the bike justice. So the list will be going down there, as well as Danny's Instagram. Give him a follow. Does all sorts of cool stuff for cars, bikes, wrapping, you name it, he does it. Really worth a follow, so go check that out. But yeah, onto the bike. Obviously 07 R6, crazy top end power, red lines at about 18,000 RPM, and you can use every single little bit of the revs on this, and just when you think you run out of revs, you've got another 2 or 3 to go. Bang on the quick shifter, and yeah, it's just an awesome experience, really. So different to my RSV4. It's like literally chalk and cheese. Like, one is low down grunt and got everything else on it, all the electronics. This has a lot of electronics for the year, but it hasn't got stuff like the ABS on there and the traction control, stuff that you tend to lean on the bigger bikes, but that just adds to the experience of this, to be fair. So I wouldn't be put off by that. It's just a totally different riding experience to anything you've ever actually been on. But yeah, as I said today, going on it is absolutely incredible bit of kit. Everything about it feels so tight and so put together. I'll get some still shots of all the little extras that have been put on here. You've got hyperpro steering damper on here, you've got a brembo master cylinder on here. There really has been no expense spared on this bike. It is everything. Even as you can see, the beautiful wrap job which was done by Danny, and it's a showstopper. Every time you take this to a bike meet, I've been with him to a few, it literally gets a crowd around it, and for good reason. Everything from the wheels to the frame to the racefit exhaust, it just works with the bike, and I think it looks absolutely awesome for a bike that's coming on 15-16 years old now. It doesn't look it in the slightest, which again is a big nod to when Yamaha actually designed this. I think it's quite ahead of its time. I've always loved this shape R6. I've been lucky enough to ride some standard R6s in the past that didn't have all the engine work done to it, just had the standard slip-on with a race map, and yeah, they're very good, but this was worlds apart. I mean, sometimes you've got to remember that you're riding the 600, because it really doesn't feel like that, and it just pulls and pulls and pulls, and yeah, it is a special bike to go on. So yeah, I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to go on it. In terms of what else you could do to this bike, I don't think there'd be an awful lot left to do to it, other than just ride it. This thing's definitely wired up for track. I mean, this on the track, especially around somewhere like Snetton or even Cadwell, I'd love to see this thing around Cadwell. I bet it'd be an absolute missile around there, just because how flickable it is and how responsive it is. But yeah, I had a word with Danny, and in future plans, there's not really a lot else you can do, as I said before, but I think just get out and enjoy it. I mean, even stuff like the seat, as I said before, I'll take some close-up pictures of it. Even the seat is like a work of art. It's got a custom seat on it. There's nothing that hasn't been sort of touched on this, which is really cool. But if anyone's got any more questions about this, or if anyone wants any sort of more information on it, or even thinking about doing a wrap on a bike yourself or modifying it to this level, drop some comments in the comment section. I always get back to you, you know that. But yeah, all that's left to do is thank Danny for letting me have a go on this, and yeah, it's been an absolute blast. Thank you very much. Hope you have a good weekend. Take care.